CKiW iRADIO 76 proudly presents the 515 Show with your host, John Sarver. Who's at the 515 door today?
Well, this is going to be kind of interesting. This is be flying without the net. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to be trying to get a hold of Mr. Bill Jennings. And why not? Bill Jennings of Lapeer International Dragway. And hopefully he's around.
Hello.
Hiya, Bill. How are you? John Sarver, CKiW, man.
Good. How you doing?
Dandy. All right. So, yeah, as long as you're missing the snowflakes out there, how's everything else going?
Oh, just driving home with some fuel.
Really? I'm sure 110 octane?
Methanol.
Okay. All right. So, now that we got the weather out of the way, all righty. So now you're going back. You have how many more weeks of drag racing at Lid?
It depends. Usually we get till about the second week of November. But, you know, that cold came in quick, and it's going to be 70s next weekend, so it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Today they're looking at snow here, there, and everywhere. And this week, in a couple of days, it's going to be 70 degrees. Welcome to Michigan.
All right. Oh, shit. Yeah, just wait 10 minutes. It'll change.
Amen, brother. Okay, so in between all that, folks want to know, okay, what's new, what's happening over there at Lapeer International? We see things are smiling upon you. You actually got a court that loves you, loves your daughter, and so now everything there looks like it's going well. What's going well with Lid?
Well, we're in the Court of Appeals. Are we on the air now? Or
you betcha we are.
All right, cool. So we filed in the Court of Appeals about a month ago, and we filed for immediate relief due to the fact that there's not a single shred of law that binds this injunction. And we're hoping that we get the immediate relief we're asking for. And according to attorneys, we should, you know, by their standard practice, we should probably hear something back within the next couple of weeks. If not, worst case scenario, the judge will be off the bench in November that's holding this injunction. And the judge that will be overseeing everything drag strip related is the same judge that gave me custody of my daughter.
So what did he try to do? Do a makeup for your daughter for after doing some unique things with the drag strip?
No, it's a different judge.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said it was the same judge, and I thought, well, how did that work? Oh, I see. So the new judge, I got you. The new judge would be that one. All right. So, okay. Well, I was going to say, wouldn't it be easier just to hold off and wait for the new judge to show up? But, hey, while the wheels of justice are turning.
Well, yeah, so it was easier to get it to go to the Court of Appeals to overthrow it. That way there's never anything that the idiots can come back on me with.
Allow me to say that all opinions here expressed are everybody's here, and that's it. So there. All right, there. That's
in
about
my opinion.
That's about as legal as we get.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, right? Wow.
Yeah. Whatever. Okay. So now, if you get something in the next couple of weeks, I mean, next couple of weeks would be top part of November. Then everything. So then, what happens? Then you start looking forward to 2023. You do something this year. What is due?
Well, then I start planning some snowmobile drags to get us through the winter, and start building a monster schedule for next year.
Snowmobile drags?
Yes, sir.
Real snowmobiles, or snowmobiles on asphalt?
No, so we carved out a flat track next to the drag strip, and I had some snowmobile events already scheduled, but I didn't realize that they had slipped in a little surprise on that last injunction to where I couldn't run during the winter months. So we had, that was a nice little kick in the.
They put in something that you couldn't run in the winter months? Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? It's ridiculous.
I mean, who had to think that one up? Good Lord.
Well, they brought it up in court because they had, heard from stalking the Facebook page that we were going to be doing some snowmobile drags.
Yeah.
So they brought it up in court, and like that the Ron Joe stock, the one I made the joke about him being a illegitimate son or whatever.
Yep.
He admitted that he himself had rode his snowmobile on the drag strip.
What?
So after they had stated that there's never been snowmobiles on the drag strip, so it shouldn't be allowed, the guy admits that he himself had done it, But so it never went anywhere. And then how they slid it in on this last injunction, it bewildered me.
Yeah, that was unique, very unique.
Yeah, it's a shit show.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that they would go to that close of detail. Who cares? They know that they're losing, and so what did they try to do? Just make sure that you didn't have anything going on for December? I mean, I can probably imagine what William Jennings could put together. I mean, I've seen your holiday shows. I've seen your Halloween shows. I could about imagine if you had free reign around Christmas, what you would do.
Right. Reindeer drags.
Yeah. Somehow, some way, Bill, I wouldn't put it past you, man. I mean, if you... Go ahead.
I figure something out. If nothing else, I'm creative.
Yeah, you are. I mean, you're the fan's best friend. I mean, with everything that it goes in that creative mind of yours. Coming up in a couple of weeks, we are going to be there at Lapeer at your Halloween party. Tell us more about that, what you're going to have.
We're adding a couple of different things this year. We'll still do the candy drop and the foot race. We're going to have the power wheels out there like usual and junior dragsters. But we're not going to do a bracket race, I don't believe. We're still kind of on the fence with that. We're actually reading the flyer tonight and tomorrow. But we're going to do a pumpkin drop where we're going to have a bunch of pumpkins stacked up on top of them containers and let the kids throw them off the containers. And
awesome.
And then we're going to do a tug of war over the pile of broken pumpkins.
I mean, what's it going to be? Mopar versus Ford?
Something like that.
Okay.
I haven't figured out what kind of prize I'm going to give it to the winning team or how we're going to pick teams out yet, but I figured, that'd be kind of fun, because who wants to get pulled through a bunch of pumpkin slop, right?
Yeah, right. A pumpkin drop. Tell people who have not been to Lapeer International Dragway, how tall is those containers? Are those containers, I should say?
About 20 foot.
All right, so you're going to get a 20-foot splat. And nothing that a 7-year-old wants to see more and a 77-year-old wants to see more. The big pumpkin explode on the asphalt 20 feet below.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be on the asphalt side. It'll be on the dirt side where the snowmobile track is.
Oh, okay. All right.
But, I figured, what the hell, we'll do that, and then we'll scrape it up and take it back to the deer.
All right, so now...
Make a nice bait pile for somebody.
Okay, so tell people, we have seen it, but in your own words, tell folks about your candy drop. It is one of the most amazing things we have ever seen.
We do it a little bit different every year. As you know, last year we drove around the little mini fire truck and just let kids come around and just kept throwing candy out. I think we had 39 bags of candy last year. It's a pretty good time. These kids just go crazy because it's like hitting a piñata that just doesn't stop dumping.
Yeah, I mean, for those who weren't there, and we were, it's a sight to see because all the kids that are there, as a matter of fact, Bill was standing next to Miss Michigan on this fire truck, which looks like something that came out of that Cars movie, and candy is flying everywhere. Bill can't throw it fast enough to these kids, and I'm not telling you these are the cheapy candies, the ones where you automatically want to trade with your brother and sister because they're kind of marginal. This is the good stuff that Bill buys. He doesn't cheap out on you. I mean, true Hershey's, true all kinds of, it's the mini Snickers, not the bite size. There's a huge difference when it comes there. I mean, even as an adult, you want to like scoot a kid over to the side and we'll take some of that.
Yeah, my guys, they come in the next day because they're usually picking up for their lunch boxes for the week.
Hell yeah.
But they got left.
When Bill says it's like a piñata that never gives up, I mean, he's absolutely right. Right when you thought, this was, normally candy drops are about 5-10 minutes. This thing kept going and going. And the sun was going down. You had to use your flashlight on your phone to find where the candy, and there's still the candy was being sprayed. Shouldn't you find some Detroit Tigers who have a pitching arm? Because I don't know how your arm held up during all that.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's fun though. Just the kids have a great time, and just seeing the smiles on their faces is worth it.
Hell yeah, especially when you came around the corner in that fire truck. And when I say fire truck, it's not the world's biggest fire truck.
Probably the world's smallest.
Yeah, and everybody was hoping that you'd have the candy in the hose and just spray them down with some, three Snickers. Yeah, 3 Musketeers and Snickers. Yeah, okay.
Well, we tried doing it off the containers one year, and there was some of those big, the gum-filled suckers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You hear them just bounce off kids' heads, let's undo that.
I mean to laugh at a kid's ouchie, but it's just funny that somebody would get hit in the head with a sucker. Okay, fine. All right, so we got tons of candy. Go ahead.
I was just grabbing bags and just dumping them. Next time I grabbed one of those suckers, I was like, I stopped about halfway through, but it was like, don't. Oh. Sorry about that.
Oops. Here's a Hershey bar.
Right.
All right, so
Kit Kat.
You got that going on. You have the little kids in those electric cars. Tell us about that, too.
That's amazing. Paul Armstrong came to me a few years back because they were doing it down in Ohio, and said that he would head it up for me. And what a perfect idea! Get the real little kids out there doing that, and that way it's more family orientated. You got the little ones out there doing that while Dad's drag racing, and not only that, but some of these kids, they've got the reaction times are just phenomenal. And they're getting acclimated to it. A couple of them, we just got some lid junior dragsters. Then we're going to get them wrapped. They'll be all lid sponsored, junior drag team. So we're going to start promoting, getting the junior dragsters up and going. It's just get them started and acclimated, and they jump in that junior and they're ready to go. And then, next thing you know, they're driving pro mods. I don't know. We'll see.
If you have those kids in the Power Wheels and the little electric cars, are they going to be on the track this year, or are they going to be off to the side?
They'll be on the track.
Okay, so it's cute as a button to see these little plastic cars that you could easily, put in the back of a Honda Civic easily. And you see these kids with little helmets on and the whole 9 yards. And are you going to do Pro Tree with them?
That's what we're doing.
Okay. As soon as they see, because these kids are how old, Bill?
They start at 2.
They start at 2. Okay. Because really, basically, it's these go-go Power Wheels or electric cars, whatever you want to call it. And then it's the junior dragster folks, and then there comes the big folks. Now, are you just going to run an exhibition or something if you're not going to do a bracket race that week, or that day, I should say?
Well, I know Joe with the Underdog Car Meets is talking about trying to pull off an event. So we're on back and forth on what we're going to do with that. A lot of the bracket racers have put their cars up for the winter already.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just kind of put the feelers out and see. I don't want to just like last weekend we only had 8 cars in modified, so it's like, if they're already all put away for the winter, then maybe just pull off like one more bracket race this year, a big one, and just kind of see if that happens.
Yeah, but if you have a big bracket race, you're going to give them like a pumpkin filled with candy?
Oh, I mean, it should be cash payouts.
Oh, okay.
A pumpkin filled with candy is a pretty good idea for maybe the winner of the tug of war.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I mean, you should almost give it to them beforehand so they go on a sugar rush when they start pulling on this rope. I mean, are you going to have a real rope or are you going to have a tow chain?
It'd be a real rope.
Okay.
I guess I got to wait and see what the feedback is. How many parents will be pissed off about your kids getting separate funky guts.
All right. So the big picture with this, if you're going to go to Lapeer International Dragway, and what date is this on? It's on the, 28th? 29th?
29th.
Okay.
29th, yep.
On the 29th, bring a bag of candy. I know that Bill won't ask you, but I will. Bring the more candy that you see Bill throw. And he gets pretty good at about the 8th or 9th bag. I mean, he's lethal with some of those Three Musketeer bars. However, we brought one, and it's fun because you see you're getting in the spirit of this Halloween havoc, because there's a lot of people, a lot of tracks have a Halloween havoc, and it's not that family orientated, and it doesn't have to be, but this one just happens to be. And talking about family orientated, we can't help but not mention, or help to mention, that we notice and we're tracking your progression with having your daughter back with you. I mean, everything looks like it's coming up roses there.
Oh, it's great. She's her mother pulled her out of school during COVID, and her attendance was really bad prior to COVID, and she never homeschooled her like she supposedly was supposed to.
Oops.
And I got her. Now that I got custody of her, she's been seeing a tutor 2 to 3 days a week, and she's actually almost caught up already with half of her studies. Which is amazing. I'm really proud of her. She's really been working hard, and it's just I couldn't stand back and watch it go on anymore. She was getting further and further behind, and she'll be 10 next month, and the older she gets, the harder it's going to be to get caught up.
She's going to be 10 next month? Wow. So now here comes a preteen girl in your life? Good luck, Bill.
She's an amazing kid, though. I couldn't ask for a better kid. She's really respectful, and she's she gets a little rambunctious. She got my DNA in her, but
oh, goody.
Kid,
is she going to be around the track?
She will be. Yep.
So, I mean, does she like drag racing, or she will start liking drag racing?
Well, she don't really have the bug. I had her junior dragster, but she didn't like it. She's like, "That's your thing, Dad, not mine."
Ooh.
But she'll run around and play with all the kids there for sure.
Well,
she's almost like an old kid.
Yeah, I mean, really tipping at 10 there. But, I mean, did she disavow the junior dragster because she was holding out for your Camaro?
Nah, she just, she's got when she was 3, I had the 72 Cutlass that I got down in South Carolina that I was going to build. And she just always climbed on it and always ran right to her as soon as she went outside. It's a canary yellow. So I was like, all right, I just put it away and, told her it'd be her car and we'd build it together. So, hopefully now that I got her, I can kind of get her interest more into it. I just don't want to force feed it on her because the track's going to be hers. Everything I have is left to her. I don't want her to, just be disgusted with it because she was force fed it and then just sell it as soon as I die. So,
well, first of all, let's not die too early, shall we, Bill? Second of all,
No, I just, I've got a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this place, and I just don't want to see it go away. I want to make sure that she has the same passion for it. Maybe not the same passion, but at least enough respect and love for it to keep it going.
Okay. Well, now that if she's going to take that over, and I'm sure we're going to get emails already, so let's short-change this. Can you find another Canary Yellow Oldsmobile?
Oh, no, I still got it. It's hers.
Oh, do you?
Yep. No, I've kept it. It's been sitting for the last, I don't know, 7 years, just waiting on her to get old enough to help me fix it.
So all this time you had it under a tarp in a barn, and now does she know you have it?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I mean, what a better time to learn how to drive, but on a quarter mile at the time.
Well, yeah. I mean, I asked her a few months ago if she wanted to, go out and start working on it. She's not ready yet, and she was 3 years behind in school, so she had a lot of making up to do. But I get that. After even, you spend a couple hours with a tutor, and you're at school all day, and, last thing you want to do is go wrench on a car. Dad.
Says who? Isn't that the first thing you want to do? Forget about school. Give me that 9/16.
Yeah. I'm hoping she'll get there, but I'm not going to push it,
Okay. I mean, I thought that would be an amazing report that you would have to do in front of the, class. My dad owns a drag strip. Okay.
I think she'll get there. I think at 10, though, I don't think they're all too interested in it. But
who wouldn't be? What a story.
Well, yeah, me and her mom didn't really ever see eye to eye or anything, so, when she was at the track, she just basically sat at the concession stand and played on her laptop or her tablet, which is what she always did, even at home or wherever, and it was just one of them things that I couldn't get out of my craw, because I believe that kids should be out in the sun playing, and like I said, we just never seen eye to eye on it, and now that I got custody of her, I can hopefully turn it around. I've already turned it around a lot. She used to be on her tablet 14, 16 hours a day. Now she's on it 2, maybe 3. So, I'm making progress. Just don't want to do too much too fast.
I mean, when she's on the tablet, is she looking up like old NHRA films of Sox and Martin, or, find drag strip kind of videos she's watching? I'm sure. What else is there to watch on a tablet?
Some old Shirley Muldowney videos.
Yeah, some Don Garlitz videos. Yeah, somebody that she can look up to. Oh, you're right. One day it'll dawn on her. Okay, well, a good idea not to push so she doesn't push back and go, I hate this place. But.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's more into like the roadblock and stuff like that, and that's, it is what it is. I can't. I worked a lot when she was real young. I work a lot now. And I left it up to her mom to kind of get her in the right direction. But, like I said, it just, there wasn't any effort really being put in on there. It was just kind of just leave her to her own devices and let the tablet be her babysitter. And, now I got to undo all that.
Yeah, because now she's got to look up YouTubes of how to rebuild a 455 SD, to fit into her canary yellow car.
Yeah, well, she got a 350 rocket in it that runs. I'm glad you started with that. I don't think she's ready for a big rock yet.
That runs. It runs. The way that you were so enthused with it, it's like it runs on what, 6 cylinders, 5 cylinders, 2 are dead?
No, it actually runs pretty good. The car only has, I think, 80,000 original miles on it.
Holy jump.
And, yeah, so when I picked it up, it was like an old field find, but we fired it up, drove it up on the trailer.
All right. Well, now that we have the daughter all set and some smile, finally, some happiness from the courts come to you, Bill. All right. So now, go ahead.
I tell you, it took me 11 years to get rid of her mom, and I still wake up and pinch myself because I can't believe she's finally gone.
I mean, gone,
But-
or I mean, there's no way that she comes back, or how does that work? Well, do we want to go into that?
Well, I mean, she's not dead, but she's never going to come to my house.
Usually that's how it works, Bill.
Yeah.
All right, talking
Yeah,
about.
no,
Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying that. Yeah, no, that's a bridge. That bridge has been burnt, blown up, ran over, and recycled.
Don't recycle it. Leave it where it's at. All right, let's
Yeah, right.
let's go to this side while we have some happiness going on. We had Scott on, and we talked to Carl from the WDRA, which is not a radio station or a wrestling alliance. I mean, now next year you're one of the tracks that are going to go to the World Drag Racing Alliance. And we talked about this way before they came out with it, and so and we know it was you had some real thoughts about the new IHRA folks and why you should go WDRA. But for the folks that now we can publicly talk about it, I guess, the reason why you went to the new folks, and it was surprisingly all 4 tracks, all the Heartland tracks, went to WDRA. Why did you switch from the IHRA over at Lapeer to the WDRA?
Well, John O'Neill was, he's pretty much the only person I really talked to with the IHRA throughout the whole time that I was with them. I mean, I talked to Scooter a couple times, stuff like that, but John's helped me out tremendously over the years, and I don't believe in turning your back on good people, and he's always, wherever I've needed him, if he didn't answer the phone, he called me right back and answered my question and took care of me. The new IHRA people, that, from what I understand, they want the IHRA tracks to carry their fuel, which, I got a good reputation with VP Fuels. I'm not going to carry somebody else's fuel. And, I think the main thing is just loyalty, for me.
Okay. So we've had we're in discussion with some folks from Winlight Bet, and they're saying, hey, you know what? We're going to go to one of the WDRA races in February, and they're already talking about betting from your seats at drag races.
Nice.
On the races that are going on right there. When you pre-stage, your phone's locked out. You can't bet anymore. And then at the end, I mean, we're trying our best to have them on. We've talked to them off mic, and they've showed us how they're going to do it. And and we were asking, is this something that the WDRA is looking into? And it's like, well, we're trying with them. I mean, if that comes, I mean, is that going to be okay with you and your track?
Well, it's kind of funny because I was thinking about starting something similar to that myself.
Hurry.
I didn't even realize they were. Because I'm going to have the suites, and I know the gambling stuff is becoming legal, but I'm going to have all the cameras going down track and everything, so you'll be able to sit up in them suites and have all the different views. Somebody could they don't even have to go out there to place bets. People can place bets from their own home if it becomes legal like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, see, that's kind of one of the things, too, that they're saying, okay, here's some cameras. You can see what 2 cars are coming up. Depending how, I mean, there's a lot of things that are still not clear to us how you would do this. I mean, we can figure out how you do this in football because, the 53-man roster is basically always the same. I mean, I don't know how many times Lapeer gets the same drivers, the same cars, the same number, week after week, that you could develop an idea of who you like and who you don't like. But the state of Michigan, I mean, if you got sport betting here, they'll be more than happy to take your money, take the 7%, and then you make what your money is because, with everything you see with FanDuel and all that stuff, there's got to be insane money going on in that, online betting stuff.
Yeah, there is, but the way I was looking at it was you have all the cars that have gone through, say, either a time trial or registered in the ladder or whichever way the race is going. So people would have they would have like an online profile of that driver in that car, and then people would be able to bet. And I've got cameras that are set up at the starting line, the 8th mile, and the quarter mile, so people would be able to watch the whole progression as it switched from camera to camera on different views as it went down track.
All right. Now that develops two questions now that comes up to mind. In order to have a camera place and somebody to switch cameras and stuff like that, you have to have a decent tower to do that. How's that coming along?
Well, that's now that we're getting into that type of season, that's indoor work for my guys. Keep them out of the snow and the rain.
Yeah.
And it's not like we couldn't have multiple towers the way I'm set up. I mean, we could have just a tower just straight set up for monitoring all the cameras and setting the cameras. And I bought a theater, so I've got all the different camera timers and I've got all the stuff to set it up.
Wait a minute. Wait. You did what?
I bought a theater out of a school.
A
and
theater?
Got like all the big,
Why not? It's Bill Jennings. Why not? Okay. How did you, first of all, how did you know, A, that there was a theater at a school for sale? And secondly, how did you go, sure, I'll buy all this?
Well, I bought the whole school.
Oh, God! All right. Again, why not? You bought a school.
Well, because I'm going 3-phase, and the school had newer electronics, so I bought all the switch gears for the 3-phase to change all that over. Because if I'm going to be having big concerts and all that, I need more voltage. And the way I'm setting up the storage barns to where somebody could have basically little machine shops in their units, things like that. So I'm gonna need the power for it. So that was my intent there. But I did that a couple years ago before the injunction, and then I just kind of had to pump the brakes to make sure I didn't get out-lawyered, financially.
I'm going back to this again because now, if you got a question for Bill Jennings, and I'm sure you got plenty, you can reach us again here at hotline@CKiW76.com. Let's get this straight. You bought a school, SCHOOL, school.
Yeah, down in Cincinnati.
The William Jennings Institute? I mean, what is that?
Well, a lot of schools are getting torn down because they say the school shelf life now is like 20 to 25 years.
Yeah.
And this was a high school and a middle school that was getting torn down. And I got a hold of the contractor, and they bought the school to tear it down, and then I bought the contents from them.
Okay.
And then we went to pull all the stuff out.
Okay. I mean, the thought is here, and I know that David, our intern over to the side, we had the same idea going on, that we were hoping to God you bought our school with actual little school kids running around and stuff, and the principal, Mr. Jennings here, would do the morning report. Oh, my God. Look out, little kids.
Turned into a drag racing school.
It'd be the most high-performance school of all time. Hell yeah. Oh, it's in a way that it's very cool that you did that. In another way, that would have been hilarious. That would have been the school that you'd want to see what their football team was like. But, okay, good. So you have that all set. And so now, I guess, which leads into the secondary question, how, you got the indoor stuff coming on. The chances are good. Oh, I don't want to say that every time I say stuff about lid, but chances are good if you got a different judge coming on here, that injunction is going to be lifted. We'll find out either in a couple of weeks or we'll find out after November. All right, so January 1st comes. The injunction is lifted. Yay, the world rejoices. What does Bill Jennings do first?
I had a big snowmobile event.
I can about imagine. Oh my God, I can almost imagine what New Year's Day would be like at Lapeer International Dragway, hosted by William Jennings.
So I've already got a good big snowmobile promoter that I'm working with. He does the snowmobile drags at Houghton Lake.
Okay.
And yeah, so we got that. Plus, you know, there's a lot of snowmobilers out on the pier itself.
Yeah.
And you know, I've snowmobiled for years and years. I know a lot of snowmobilers, and I think we get some pretty killer events going on.
All right. Well, getting good today. You know, I mean, that's what everybody wants to know. All right, so you got that going on. Stuff coming up that you're thinking about for 2023.
Well, we're going to be doing that City Wars that we're trying to kick off this year. We're doing that race. We'll be doing probably some, a lot of Run What You Brung stuff. I'm thinking I'm on the, probably some Outlaw 632 and more nostalgia stuff. We got some nostalgia dragsters that we got rained out on the one event and then brought it back. Wow, trying to get more stuff done with the nostalgia. Had some conversations with the gassers. I want to get the Great Lakes gassers out there. And let me see. We're going to be promoting a lot more no preps this next year than what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's a pretty full schedule coming up. I mean, okay, so now you're looking to have some of these events. I mean, is the WDRA, I mean, because of your track and your size and everything that you have, I mean, are they talking some kind of national event at your place, or?
I think it's premature for that. But I know with everything that I'm going to be doing, I don't think that would be unreasonable. But as far as the location being in Michigan, I know that for like their bracket final and stuff like that, they try to keep it more centrally located throughout the states, where Michigan would be out of the way for a long ways for a lot of states. But I mean, I guess it depends on how big and how fast they grow. And I know I'm going to help them any way that I can. And I know that I got some big plans to rejuvenate my pockets with a couple of big concerts. You know, things like that, stuff that I can really boost my finances back up. You know, plus a couple of these lawsuits are getting ready to be settled, which are gonna, you know, help get the money flow going again.
All right, but lawsuits where you're winning, right? Not that you have to pay out.
Yeah, I've won everything so far. I haven't lost anything except for this stupid injunction.
Yeah, which is kind of big. Yeah, alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got that rocking and rolling. How far are we doing with the canisters and the new seating and the luxury suites and stuff? I know here comes wintertime and here comes the internals, but will you start with those early now? I mean, will you wait for the injunction? What you doing?
Well, I've actually, funny that you mentioned that. We come to us with the contractor that was supposed to do the bleachers. So I got to go down to his yard and, you know, pick out some equipment or materials and kind of go from there. We're really close to a settlement on that. Yeah, so hopefully that works out right and I can get enough materials to get the project done. Footings are already there, so that's just a matter of, you know, coming to a full settlement agreement and getting that put to bed so I can start the construction on them. You know, but I think for the winter, just getting the rest of the handrail up, getting the stairs on the other side done, getting the base for the new pits and the new return road, and start outfitting the tower and so on. But yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of contractors that want to help out with painting the containers for sponsorships, stuff like that. So things are really looking in the right direction all the way around.
Yeah, I mean,
I honestly,
go ahead.
I honestly couldn't be happier with how things are starting to turn around.
Well, I mean, you got the beat down for so long. Opening up your shoes is looking up. God bless.
No.
I mean, all the stuff that you went through. I mean, seriously, when this is all said and done, are you going to have like one of those burning parties where all the injunctions and all that paperwork you're just going to like light on fire and throw into a bonfire?
Well, I had thought about the old towers.
Really?
Just because of what it represented. But I think I'm going to turn that into a hunting blind and put it right over on the corner of the property and just keep it as
yeah,
that music in it all day or something.
Yeah, I got a kind of funny feeling which corner you would put it into also.
Picking up when I'm laying down, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised you'd only build one for one corner. Okay. All right.
Well, I'd have a good excuse because it was already pre-existing. I just moved it.
Nice. Okay. Questions coming in on the hotline right now. Quickly, Bill mentioned something about multiple concerts. Any names? ? Okay.
Well, I've yes. I'm not going to say any names at this point, just because I don't have anything confirmed. Because I'm not. We're not at the point that I can actually do them. Yeah, they'll definitely be headliners for sure, 100%.
Wow. Okay. All right. Some nice like piano music, or maybe a concerto or something. String orchestra.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking, and I'm not saying that there's a commitment for many of these people because there's nothing in writing or anything like that. But I'm thinking, like Jelly Roll, Kid Rock, stuff like that.
You're thinking maybe Detroit Symphony Orchestra? Good God.
Probably not.
Okay. All right. Well, let's scratch that off your list. So for you highbrows, don't think about going to Lapeer just yet. Things may change. You never know. I mean, Kid Rock might want to have the DSO behind him. All right. So there you go.
Yeah. Right. I've never seen a symphony outdoors before, but.
Ever? Well, they play all the time.
Yeah, I guess they do.
Yeah. You pay, they play, man. I mean, that's kind of how it goes. All right. So by this time next year, everything going straight on the narrow, how far will all the containers be by November of next year? I should say October, but
November of next year.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that the upper deck gets done, because that's going to be all the big suites. But kind of done saying buying any of them right now because they doubled in price, and I need to get another 44 of them. Another
44 containers?
Oh, you're talking about how far are we going to be on outfitting them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that depends, because once I'm basically going to get a couple of prototypes set up, and then we're either going to sell them or lease them out as being outfitted like one of the prototypes, or we're going to lease them as people can outfit them themselves. And I'm working out some packages to kind of put them out there to, kind of see how that goes right now.
Well, gee, when the Palace was back in business, I mean, that's basically how they did with their mid-level suites. I mean, you bring in your own furniture, you have to buy the food from them, but you can make it your own, and that saved a whole lot of, construction fees and stuff like that. It's a brilliant idea, Bill.
Yeah, I figured, that way somebody's got their, they can make it the way they want it, and then they're going to be more apt to want to keep it, right?
Yeah, all right. So when will you be opening that up? Because we will do whatever we can on this side to let the world know that, hey, you can buy a suite at a major drag strip. Isn't that kind of funny? Now we're going to call back Bill, only because I think he fainted. But I mean, how cool could that possibly be? You could have your own. That's insane. It's wild that you could have your own suite, like that at a drag strip. Go figure. I mean, if you get that going, the injunction's over, et cetera, this is really going to pay off.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been...
Okay, so evidently Bill got a little bit out of range, but that's neat. All right, so this is what we found out from these guys, from Bill. You know, everything looks like it's going to go on the up and up. Things are looking up for Lapeer International Dragway. I love the fact that you're going to have, you know, concerts and all kinds of different things rocking that house. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing. Yeah. Incredible. The fun thing is that we love Bill Jennings, and we love to have him on. I mean, in drag racing, a lot of people shoot straight from the heart, and nobody shoots straighter, basically, than Bill. I mean, good or bad, you know exactly where you stand with Bill, and you know exactly what's going on with them. He has a great vision for everything that's going on, and everything that he wants to do with the track. I mean, that surface of that track is incredible. I mean, it really was. It's unfortunate that everything had to waste away, and quote-unquote waste away. I mean, it's obviously still there in great condition, you know, but as everything moved around the state of Michigan and he was on a ready, set deal for so long, now that he can actually... Here's two things that are fun to go together. Bill Jennings, his ideas, and money. And boy, I'm telling you, Bill ain't afraid to throw it around to get his visions done. Well, we're going to have him back on. Matter of fact, we're going to see him in a couple of weeks. This is going to be interesting. All right, so with all that going on, yeah, we got to get out of here. So thanks, everybody, for being with us. We're going to see you again next week, next Tuesday. What do we got? Back here on the 515 show. Lots of stuff coming on CK you won't want to miss. But until that time, my friends, always follow your dream, right? See you soon.